Hi Anahita, you know that we are going to talk about the 5 strands that we have in our school. Yeah, can you share with us that what understanding you have of the 5 strands in our school, and why do you think we have them in our school?
I feel the main reason for them is that so that we get a better conceptual understanding and so that we are more clear about the topic and we are able to identify the depth and we are able to go into the depth of the topic. So and we can use them in our real life.
Okay.
So all the strands they can be used in every unit and they really help us understand the topic better and also we are able to show these strands in ourselves.
All right. And how do you think economics and development, how do you think you have incorporated or connected economics and development with your past learning or with the recent units that you have done?
Basically, economics for development is in the field of finance and it is used almost everywhere for the development of a region or an area or for the beneficial purposes of the people. So I have many connections to it. For example, first with technology, that these days technology is not available to everyone and it's really costly. But some people do get access to it and it can really enhance their lifestyle and technology is like the whole world in our living room. So we can reach out to any place and also with organizations we had learned that the service is the rent that we pay to the earth and to our community. So based on that not many people would like to do voluntary service because if they're only doing voluntary then they won't be able to earn the money for themselves. So the bigger organizations like United Nations and WWF, instead of having just voluntary basis, they have paid basis. So the economics can also grow and the people can earn their money for a good livelihood. And the other thing I have connection to the real world is that corruption and these days in the government there are many individuals in the government who are corrupt and they eat up all the money and they misuse it. They often even bribe the poor people to do bad jobs which they cannot do and so they store their black money in Swiss banks and for small purposes like they send helicopters for even really easy jobs which they can do themselves. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So how do you think that the strands help you in your behavior and also to understand others' behavior and culture?
So when I'm reading the strands and I'm trying to understand them, I also try to implement them on myself so that I can become a better leader. And like for example, if I take cultures, I try to understand diverse cultures and I try to be pluralistic so that I can go with other people and try to blend in with them. And I can understand their perspectives so we can collaborate and work together. And also ethical so that our academy's main mission is to create homegrown ethical leaders and also ethical in my workplace. So studying, I do not give others credit to myself. I don't copy others and so that makes me really honest and I don't plagiarize. So that is an ethical homegrown leader.
Okay. And what is your idea of a good leader?
A good leader is someone who guides the others to the right path, but not only by being bossy, but actually respecting them and acting like doing service for them, so that they feel like he's a good leader, but he's also serving them. So he takes them he tries to understand the perspectives, views, and ideas, and he incorporates them to make one good idea. And he's ethical.
Hi Sanil. Tell me, how is ethics connected to your everyday life?
Yeah, ethics is connected with my friends, like why we play and why we play. So we are not supposed to cheat, and if it's our chance to dine or something, so we need to not argue with our friends and be ethical. And even at home, we should not lie to our parents or our elders, and be honest with them. And even in our classroom, while we are researching, we should not plagiarize. And if we are taking the codes and the information, we need to acknowledge them. And even with my friends, because with my friends, whenever we are all together, I want the friends who are ethical, who are trustful, and who are honest.
Okay, very good. And did you connect ethics with any of the units this year?
Yes, one of my unit was media, in which we learned about journalism, and journalists should not spread wrong news, from which the public can be confused, and public can be confused. And even if we spread wrong news about the celebrities, so even the celebrities' reputation will change, and it will become wrong. And
Okay, thank you so much, Sanil. Hi, Rehan.
My mom.
You know, we are going to talk about the Aga Khan strands here today.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think you are a good pluralist?
Yes.
Yeah? Tell us how.
Pluralism is something like understanding your own personality, being with others and understand their personality, but not plagiarize and try to change your personality. You know who you are.
Okay, very good. What do you understand by plagiarizing? What do you feel about it?
Plagiarizing is something like, suppose I'm copying others. Another word for plagiarize is copying.
Copying. Okay. And how do you think being a good pluralist helps you to understand who you are?
Well, people have many perspectives on who I am, like I'm so good and all. But I think I have a different view and perspective of who I am.
Okay, you have your own view, you
Yeah.
mean to say. You know who you are, is that it? All right. And what else do you know about pluralism?
Pluralism includes one attitude, which is respect, and also one learner profile, which is open-minded.
Okay.
We have to be open-minded as we learn different cultures and get more interested in them, but not stay in a little.
Okay. And how does it impact your relationships around you?
Yeah, it does impact my relationships as many people have different views, and they even change my thoughts. And you know, thoughts come and go, and you have different views of the world.
Okay. And are you a good pluralist when it comes to your relationships with your classmates?
Yeah.
Yes? How?
I respect other religious people, as I have many in my class.
Okay.
I try to understand what they are really, and they have a different perspective on who they are.
Okay.
But I'm really trying my best to understand what they are.
Okay. At home?
Yeah, at home.
At home also? So what do you do to understand, have a good relationship with your family members?
Talk to them and get interested in what they like
Okay.
mostly.
Okay. Come out of your self-interest and take interest in their likings and
Yes.
interests as well. All right. And how do you think the strands are impacting your learning?
Yeah, it does impact my learning as like we do in our daily life. Pluralism is wherever you go in your daily life, such as you make friends and you see others work and you get inspired in them. But you don't leave your thoughts which you have in yourself. Instead, you take their ideas and combine and try to create a new.
Okay, that's nice. And do you think all these 5 strands or some of them overlap or are connected to each other? Or do you think they are all, isolated concepts?
They do overlap.
Like?
Like pluralism and governance and civil society. Some of them really overlap, but some of them isolate.
Isolated? Some of them? What do you mean by some of them?
Pluralism and ethical. We have to be ethical as well as a good pluralist. Pluralism is included in ethics. We have to be ethical while being a good pluralist.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much, Rehan.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Hi, Arzu. How is ethics connected to your everyday life in school, at home, and everywhere else?
In school, when you are in the sports field, we want to play fair and not cheat others. For example, if you get pushed by someone, so you don't have to blame the person that he wantedly pushed me, but you have to own up that by mistake, when I was in the middle, I got pushed by this person.
Okay.
And at home, if you do a mistake and your mother scolds you, you have to own up, you have to own your mistake and not say that, no, I didn't do it. And while researching, we always want to acknowledge the websites and give credit to the person if you have copied some 1 or 2 sentences from him or her. And we don't want to cheat our friends. We have to keep our friendship, so we don't want to cheat our friends and lose friendship. And
Okay. Do you think the 2 strands, ethics and culture, are they connected?
a little bit, I think so.
Tell me how.
Like ethics is to be ethical, be fair, be honest, and all that. And culture is from which background you come from.
Exactly.
And if you are ethical, you can be proud of your background.
And also?
And also you get more respect.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Arzu. Hi, Aman. Tell me how governance and civil society has been connected to the recent unit that you've done or you are doing?
It's connected to the unit we are doing. It's organizations. It's about how organizations have a positive impact on the world.
And how do they have a positive? What do they do?
Like they help people, the underprivileged people, and they give jobs to people who don't have jobs, and they provide hospitals and schools for the children. Yeah.
All right. And?
They also are conserving wildlife.
All right.
Like they are it's a big issue that safe tigers. So organizations are doing something like that.
Okay. And is governance and civil society connected to the other strands?
Yeah, governance of civil society is connected to economics and development and ethics.
Okay. How?
Because if there is no ethics, there will be corruption in the place, and all the money and hard work will be wasted.
Okay.
And economics and development is the fund we use
Yes.
to develop the communities.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Thank you so much, Aman. Hi, Rahil.
Hi, mom.
Tell me, is culture evolutionary in nature?
Yeah, I think culture has changed because changed because of Western culture. Not, I'll talk to you about clothing, tradition, food, and language. I'll start with the language. As you know, there are languages of different cultures, different religions. So not many people talk in their mother tongue and all. They just talk in English because English is their global language, and English is important to get a job, and it is important to go abroad when we go abroad. I'll start with the food. Not many people eat the traditional food. They just like to eat food, Chinese food, Western food like pizza, burger, fried rice, and noodles. And it has changed the people's perspective of food a lot. But there are some people who just who eat the traditional foods. And now I'll talk to you about clothing. There are many traditional clothes, and in dance also we wear traditional clothes. Not many people wear the traditional clothes nowadays. They just wear the Western clothes and the jeans and t-shirts and all. They don't wear the ghagras and the big shirts and all.
Why do you think it is like that?
I think because it's the Western culture has taken a big leap in the a big leap. That's why the people they think the Western culture is so advanced, and that's why they don't.
Is it always about copying the Western culture, or do you think there are some sensible reasons behind it?
I think
Imagine coming to workplace wearing a dhoti.
yeah, it will look funny for the other people
Is
because
it only about looking funny?
and because other people also think that he's an old model people, and they are wearing the Western clothes, and he's wearing dhoti and all, so it won't match. That's why the people and the cultures are also different. That's why the people wear different same clothes as Western, the common.
Okay. And in what ways do you think ethics is connected to community service?
I think suppose you open an NGO, National Governmental Organization, and it's a charitable trust where you get money from the people, and you give and you have to use that money for the underprivileged people. And you are an employee of an NGO, and you get money, and you keep and you take 50% of the money, and you give 50% for the underprivileged people to use it. So that is.
You mean taking for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is not ethical, because whatever you get, you have to put all of them for the people, and you will get your salary if it is a paid organization. So if you're volunteer, you don't get any money, and it's also corrupting other people, and it's also corruption.
Okay, it's a form of corruption.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Radha. Hi, Ayan.
Hello, ma'am.
You know we are here to talk about the strands today. Yeah. So, how do you think the strands help you in your understanding or your everyday learning?
The strands are connected with units, each unit, and they help us get a better conceptual understanding.
Okay. And how do the strands help you understand yourself and the people around you better?
The strands help me to respect people from other cultures and get knowledge about diverse cultures.
Okay. So do you think you connected with the cultural understanding through any kind of unit that you did in the recent past?
I think exploration, because when people explore to different lands, they explore different cultures from diverse cultures, which is different from their own culture.
All right. And what is your idea of economics for development?
Economics for development, it like in school or for learning?
Basic, right?
Okay. So in school, we purchase many iPads, so that with a lot of money. So for that, economics and development. We purchase the iPads for development. So
Yes, the development. You mean to say the development related to the education and so on? Okay. And how do you think economic activity impacts the quality of life?
it can be a good influence or a bad influence. Like some people, they get really attached to gadgets. Some people get attached to their iPads, and because they get attached, they're not able to complete their homework on time, and they stay off schedule.
Okay, so you're talking about the economic development in the technological field, right? Okay, thank you so much.